Thanks. So, as a Washingtonian, I just want to say bienvenidos to Washington, and have a great time while you're here. You're going to be on a great tour tomorrow, and but you're not going to an apricot orchard. The state of Washington produces about 4 to 5% of all the nectarines, peaches, and apricots in the United States, so we're a very small producer. But most of our production is organic because we can do it here. And so we tend to be heavy in new genetics and kind of heavy into organic. So while I chose apricot for this talk, I've been working since 2009 on mechanical string thinning in peaches, nectarines, apricot, apple, and cherry. And you are going to Ray Fuller's tomorrow. I have a cherry thinning project up there, handheld thinning, but I don't think they're going to talk about it. And then also Sunrise Orchard tomorrow, but I don't think they're going to stop and look at it either. So, well, my point being is that you remember Franco's talk this morning. He said, yeah, and then there's some string thinners, and he said, and he went quickly through that slide. That rope thinners, string thinners are seeing a resurgence in horticulture across the world. And indeed, there's countries like Italy that have 50, 60, 70, well, I guess 69, 70 of them. Here in the United States, we had no current string thinners until we started this project, and now there's about 40 that have been sold. So there you go. Okay, so I did choose apricot, and this is an apricot. And while lots of people wouldn't recognize that as an apricot, the deal is we have new genetics, and the new genetics are affording us and allowing us, if we can reach that potential, to grow a large apricot that tastes fantastic. Apricot, overall, it's a biblical crop. It's been around forever. It needs to stay around. But if all you have are perfections and a few of the other really bad genetics, you're not going to go back and buy them. You're not going to buy them unless you dry them or buy them dried. And so as a fresh eating product, apricot's amazing. This is robata. And oh my gosh. I mean, I can't say enough about it. It's about 2 3/4 inch out apricot. It's large, it's flavorful, it's beautiful on the tree. This is a mechanically thinned tree using the Darwin. So to optimize the genetic and the sizing genetics in this variety, we need to thin apricots. We thin all varieties of apricots, but the newer genetics, we spend a lot of money thinning them at bloom. Okay, so to get this apricot, we need to get a lot of this off. Okay, so this is flowers and petals, not just petals. So if you've been out when we mechanically thin, or if you've been mechanically thinning, all the white things coming down, well, you need flowers. So you have to get a lot of those flowers off, and you have to get them off from way up there. They're just roped on. So again, these genetics are very florific. And we grow pretty tall trees. It's pretty expensive to farm that fruit up there, right? So along, here we come. So just so you know that we kind of get the big picture here, we understand that yield security or crop load management includes all of these aspects. There's genetics, there's site, system, nutrition, plant physiology, fruit set, PGRs, and then thinning, chemical, mechanized, and manual. So again, in our organic orchards in Washington State and in the other states that have organic production in the United States, we don't really have any chemical options. So most of the bloom thinning has been done by hand, okay? And chemical thinning in organic or conventional, again, iffy at best, not many products, and certainly not reliable. So mechanical is just another tool in the toolbox. As Franco said, been around for a long time, the old big rope thinners. We look at this as just another tool in the toolbox because everything is weather dependent during bloom. So the more tools you have in your arsenal or in the toolbox, the better it's going to be. As an example, during bloom in apricot, we tend to get some pretty heavy rains. And I've thinned through the rain when no one else in the entire state of Washington could possibly be thinning with a chemical thinner or with humans. My human, one tractor driver, seems to tolerate it. So we can do it. So it's about having another tool in the toolbox. It's not about only having one silver bullet. We understand clearly that in stone fruit production that removing bloom does have positive effects on final fruit size and in most species, but certainly in stone fruit. And I'm going to jump down. Reduced biennial bearing is what we're looking at in apples. And again, it's an option for organic production where there is no products available or are unreliable. So these are the products that the machines I've been working with. This is a prototype out of the University of Bonn in Germany. It's a 3-spindle, nice machine. This is the Imphaco Electrofloor. It's out of France. It's a commercial handheld thinner. This is the WSU Handheld, and this is the Darwin. So this project I'm going to talk about is just the WSU Handheld and the Darwin. So you might wonder, why do we have a WSU Handheld? Well, because there was no Imphaco at the time that we started the project. So we started building one, and now there's an Imphaco, which is fantastic. It's a great product. And so this is what our WSU Handheld looks like. This is down in Chile. We try and do things in both hemispheres. Two seasons makes a year now. Oh my gosh. And aren't we crazy? And here it is also. And there it is with the different heads that we were testing. We have a big engineering component to this as well. Okay, so this is supposed to work. This is my video. Someone go click. And if it doesn't work, I'm leaving. Oh my God. Okay, so this is 2 guys out there. What they have is our WSU handheld units, and they are wired up to 2 wind machine batteries or car batteries, tractor batteries, and they're in the back of the Club Cadet there. So the Imphaco has its own battery system, but these, in a prototype, we had to figure out a battery system. So this worked out great for this grower. But you can see